So Rabbi Sai, we are learning Hilchos Tzitzis, and interestingly enough, Shaila came up this Purim in Hilchos Tzitzis.
Wow.
So I was thinking, what should we learn this year? But I said, just had the Shaila came up, and the Shaila is like this. Someone asked me, they were wearing as a costume. This is an adult, a cape,
Wow.
a cape.
That's like super.
Yeah,
Four corners.
four-cornered cape, and they did not think anything about it. Moitzai Purim, they were in shul, davening Ma'ariv, late at night. And someone came over and said, that's Chayiv and Tzitzis, four-cornered. And that individual felt bad about it, felt that it was a whole day Purim going on with something that was Chayiv and Tzitzis. And
And he had his own Tzitzis on.
yeah, this is on. And you could, if you have 10 the Gadim of four, each beggar that's four corners, it's Chayiv and Tzitzis. So he felt all bad. I walked around the whole day like this. I thought I'm Purim, Simchas Purim, and here someone came over to me and told me that he thanked the person, but he came over to me and told me he felt bad about this. So thank you. I told him that it's not simple. I was quiet, but I said, it's not so simple to me, and I'm not so sure that it's an issue, but let me look into it.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about things that we learned. And there is a din which discusses this concept. I'm just going to take a look. You can find the Siman and the Sif. Oh, so if you take a look in Siman Yud,
Which one?
Siman Yud, Sif Chav Beis.
Okay.
Okay, the bottom of the page. Bottom of page member, Mabushim, yeah. Oh. Check. Right. Malbushim Shaglilois Ashkenaz Visfarad.
What page?
Page member of the bottom. We learned this halacha, but we're going back to it because, as I was saying, I had a shaila this year. Someone approached me, Shushan Purim, and says that they felt very bad. But this Purim, they were wearing they're part of a costume. This is an older person. He was wearing a costume, a cape.
You want to know if he Lakatalis in the Tzitzis?
And he went to go Maitzoi Purim late at night to go daven Ma'ariv in the shul. And someone approached him and told him, you're wearing four-cornered beged. It was Chayiv and Tzitzis. Wow. And he was a Yiras Shamayim, and he felt bad about it.
Oh, it was nice.
And it was already night, that's true. So it wasn't an issue a nightfall, right? But he felt bad a whole day. He was walking around with this. So the next day he told me this, what happened to him. So I told him, yeah, I thought about it. I said, listen, I have to look into it, but I think from things that we learned, it's not necessarily chayiv. But I'll get back to you.
Isn't it a big edition?
The cape, no, it was like
Cape is a big edition. Man doesn't wear cape.
Oh, Superman wears it. And Batman.
Serious.
even if it's a bagadisha, but you're a man, you're wearing it, right? So
What about give a little bit?
Purim were more makel of this.
Uh-huh.
Purim more lenient. But it was sort of like a king type of costume. It was like that type of cape.
לא, זה קושרים את זה פה, בצוואר, אבל יש לו בקנפות.
Right.
So
Okay, so
in
let's see.
Simin Yud,
Let's see.
Simin Yud, Sif Chav Beis, but we learned this a while back. But we got to go back to Pashat. This is the din of Negei Halacha.
Malbushim should be.
Habushim Shaglilois Ashkenaz Sfarad. These regions, Shein Psuchim Lefneim Elmaila Olamato, V'yesh Lahem Dalit Kamfeis Beis Elmaila or Beis Elmata.
In other words, there's a hole in the center.
No. I'm not sure if this is what it is.
So what if you
No, I'm not saying this is the cape right now. We're going to learn out from this.
By
they were, you see in the ancient pictures, the cape was a common thing for men to wear in certain regions. Well, let's see what he's referring to here. He says that it's open in the front. The whole front is open.
All right. And also the back.
No.
What's in Melamata?
Maybe it's like a cape. I don't know. It could be it's like a cape.
Makes sense.
The whole back and the front is open. Or maybe it has arms and it's sort of like an open...
Like a judge would.
Yeah, and they have a corner here, corner there down. I'm not clear exactly. Two minutes Tzitzis. Mishiikir mitzvah Tzitzis sheyabeis is milfanov. A basis is la'acharov. Because
you need 2 and 2, and here is 4.
Right. Here you need 2 in the front and the back, and here all 4 are in the front. You can't wear it any other way. In these places, Sfarad and Ashkenaz, they were makel with this.
You make him a kapata.
Right, so take one corner. So now, if we learn like this, we say the cape, instead of it being malafanov, it's dalat kamfes mala'acharov. The cape is the opposite. It's not in the front, it's in the back.
Cape is in the front?
I'm saying the
4 canvas by cape?
Well, it depends if the cape went all around or not. This cape that this person wore was sort of like just in the back. It wasn't big enough.
A square back.
And then you tie it by the neck.
Maybe like a rectangle, down, maybe a little bit over the arm, but it didn't come all the way in the front. This one was wrapped all the way in the front. They pulled in the front. It was a proper malbush.
Right.
This is really a fake one. It's more like he's saying like Superman. It's not like the real ones that they wore a malbush. Then it was taka malbush.
Right.
It was some sort of it was like your suit jacket. Then this was over your shirt. This was your thing that you had. But over here, it's l'chayda not mesuviv. It's not mesuviv him. It's just coming over here in the back of him. So he says nagul lahakol. A yiddish shemayim she machmer that maybe no, even in this case it's chayav and make one corner round. So kaidem kol, you already have it. The minig lahakol. This thing. Step 2. There's another idea over here. L'chayda, this cape, the individual is not wearing it as a lavush.
So what is
it's just like a fancy thing.
Just as a costume. It's not wearing it to Megan on him from the koyer, from the choyim.
So
is that a heter? So let's see.
I wear my talis not for costume. I'm saying if I want to wear it because I'm cold, I want it as a blanket. I still don't have to have Tzitzis. I must have a Tzitzis.
Look here, let's go back to Sifchaf Aleph.
Suda
shenoisen al atzavar b'malchus Eretz Yisrael shekoydim b'loshen Arabi sid shayid sid. Maybe we can figure what this is. Maybe this is Maybe this is a cape. I don't know what this is.
No,
you know Arabic, no?
I don't know.
This is old Arabic.
I don't know this one.
Oh, you know what it says on the bottom in Samachei? Shuloshin chizuk. Shame it brings from the Beis Yosef shemachasmin by bideyam. They hold it. The machzake boy. Oh, maybe like this. They hold it. It comes over and they hold it like this.
Almost like a timer.
Maybe but even that's where it comes from. We say saying the Shaz. What does it mean? They have to look on the Google Translate if they pick it up. I don't know if they're going to pick it up. You have to figure out what this is. If it's Sid, Shid, Sayid, Shayid, you have to play around.
Shed.
Shahid. Shin Yidal, Shahid.
How good is your Arabic?
It's good, but this is.
You studied Arabic? Or you good
studied
from
for-
your family?
I know a little bit, but I studied for 3 months from 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock.
Because in the army, because you were in the army in this
Then
unit.
I used it.
You read and write.
You read and write?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was in the Egyptian style. It was Meragel.
After
We spoke about this once, I think.
That's why the Chidis used to belong by that.
So, Potem and Tzitzis, Afabi Sheish B'Shir Talis. Even though it has the shear, it's a large and it has the shear talis. It helps protect you from the heat. You don't get burnt. That's not why you're wearing it.
People don't wear it for beged. People wear it
I think this means in Arabic is maybe something that they wore over here.
like a ephod.
They held it with their
Like a ephod.
so they would hold their hands on it and they would like use it to wipe themselves. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like
It was
a
pretty
ephod.
big.
Oh,
It was pretty big.
Makes sense, like a ephod.
But
it's like
over
a
here-
scarf, and it's easy to hold it like a scarf, and they hold it here to.
Never, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Lamaisa, he says there is something interesting. Even though Pile Mamish, it's protecting you, but since that's not your Iker Kavana,
It's not a beged.
it's not what, we're doing it for other purposes. So now we have to think about this. When you're doing this only for,
So the guy that asked you last night.
just doing this for a costume,
Is that the first costume? Sure, you shouldn't
So,
get Tzitzis.
you can maybe taina that it's
photo.
maybe it's similar to this. Yeah, I have no kavana to wear it.
Right.
To
He doesn't wear it only.
hanoa sakisui. I want to just show to other people. I'm not interested really
To cover me, right?
to cover me and things like that. So possibly,
It's not a beged.
so if you go with this svara, you could taina. This is potter lagamri. Over here, we're not saying you're a shemayim, machmer. This is a thing. It's not b'chalal beged or beged.
Right.
In Sifchav Beis, we had a svara to say
It's a beged.
that this is a beged.
Right.
It's for sure there to
Question
protect
is-
you.
Right.
Question is, it's all four
All
are
four.
front.
Therefore, they should be potomitzis.
So that we said the minig is to make or bait like that svara,
Okay.
but a Yerushalayim should be machmer on that. But over here, when we add in the svara to say that you're not wearing this for lavush, just the costume, you have no interest in this bechlal, this is a junk, what they sell. It's not like the original capes.
True.
We're talking shechanarech, a beged. This is like, some synthetic thing, that he doesn't, these costumes don't really last more than one Purim,
Right.
They go to the garbage.
True.
So it's a lot of money on these
It's not a beged.
costumes.
Right. It's not a beged.
There's another thing to add. A third thing to add on what I brought out was, and for those who are learning Gimel Prakim Namim, this came up recently, was Hilchos Tzitzis, which was on Shushan Purim, by the way, was the din, the Rambam, a few days ago, the Rambam holds, and we also discussed this before, that some Rishonim hold that Minat Torah, only a beget semer or pishtim because shatnez is from semer pishtim, and the shatnez is right next to each other in the pasuk with tzitzis. So dafka beged, which is chayiv and shatnez, that's the beged semer or pishtim. Other begadim are only chayiv midrabanan. The Rambam held that way, and the Shulchan Aruch brings this sheet, and that's, by the way, the reason why many are medactic to wear a volana talis, wool talis cotton or talis gadol, being for this reason that our sheetas that hold that the other ones are patam in Torah. But you want to be mechayiv yourself in the mitzvah min Torah according to all the shittas. So therefore, there's a hiddur and ingen a chumet. So if you add that shita on, comes out that this synthetic material that's mamish, nothing. It's not semer, it's not pishtim. According to the Ramam, the Rif, certainly shoinim, it's potter min hatoyim. But when we have here other svaras to say it's potter lagamri, you can add in the shita. It says that it's b'chal lav dafke, it's b'chal chayim min hatoyim. So we're dealing according to those shitas with Aming, which is only midrabanan. We can already be more makel with, if I have a svara to be makel, I have more to be makel, just to add in something else. So I got back to the person, I told him this, and he felt better. But you see, the person was right. The person saw 4-corner baguette, was thinking, but lamaisa, you have to know the halachas. Similar idea we had also in this simon we had in Sifu Tess that the kamfes atalish metilu and tzitzis murubayim dafke square v'leya gulim shein igol kari kanaf, right? So we spoke about this in the past, and Rabbi Shmulik could tell us about how
the corner.
Yeah, I remember a certain individual many years ago, and he would stop people on Shabbos and tell them, your kapata is a problem. What do you mean your kapata is a problem? Because he showed them it's not round enough. It's round, but it has to be round, more round. So that's a mistake. It doesn't need to be so round. Although many people are making it, the companies now are making them pretty round.
Right.
But really, me'ikar hadin, according to halacha, this idea is as long as the corner is not square, it's a round corner. As people say, so what is that? Is that round or it's square? If people say that's round, you're potter.
There's no shiur.
No shiur.
Exactly.
The Torah, this halacha in Sifu Test, you see, is there a shiur there?
No.
This halacha comes from the Mechaber, from the Shulchan Aruch, and there's no one argues, and that it's Samachalif. It's from the Shulchan Aruch.
As long as is around, that's it.
Right. Now, when the Torah doesn't tell us how much, that means there is no shiur. And that one of the Talmud of the Berditchever, the Loitza Berditchever had a Talmud who was a Rav, and he has he's known as the Buchacher Rav. He has a sefer Eisha Avram. It's published in the back of the big Shulchan Aruch. It's a sefer called Eisha Avram. He writes over here, what's the shiur? Kol shehu. A little bit. Noyagin, that you just do a little bit. That it's called round. So how round? You see the chair on the top of these chairs, it's also round. How round is it? There's different levels of how round.
Right.
I don't know. Right now, I look at this corner here. I don't think that's square.
Right.
Okay? I don't know if it looks round to me. So, maybe you have to see what would most people say. But Lamaisa is, where did the shiur come from that people feel you have to make a larger shiur? I think you mentioned it, but I'm just bringing it up again. Is that there is a shita of Rabbi Yaakov Emden, the Yavitz, the famous Rabbi Yavitz. He has a sefer on the Torah. It's called Moir Uktzia. Moir Uktzia. He has another sefer.
Oh, yes, it.
Some sefer, but this sefer is Moir Uktzia.
No.
Now this sefer didn't get around too much. Now we have a reprint, but when he published it, it didn't make it so much. He complained already b'chayav that it's such a good sefer and people are not. It's not a good sefer. But so Rabbi Yaakov Emden, it was famous. Him and Rabbi Yonasan Eibshis, they had a machlokes. Anyways, Rabbi Yaakov Emden writes over there a unique shita where he's mechadish a new pshat in this din here. This din, which comes from the Shulchan Aruch, it originates in a Baal Ha'iter, one of the Rishonim. B'Yosef says the source for Shulchan Aruch of round which he writes in Simin Yud Siftes, is and the Biseis is from the Baal HaItter, Sefer Baal HaItter from one of the Rishonim. The Baal HaItter over there quotes a Sifri in Chazal. The Sifri says is Doirish on the Pasuk, Al Kamfei Bigdayem, Lemayit Begodim Agulim. It's come to exclude Begodim Agulim, round Begodim Apata. The Baal HaItter learns from that Sifri that if the corner is round, Viseisa brings this Baal HaItter with no argument. No one disagrees with this. And the right, but it's the Baal HaItter from that learns it out from a Sifri, and the Viseisa quotes it. No one argues with it. He brings in the Shulchan Aruch like one line. The Alter Rebbe brings it one line over here in Sif Yutes. The Mishnah Berurah brings it. The Aruch HaShulchan. No one argues. This is Abdin Pasht. However, the Yaakov Emden, from Gedolei Yisrael, he did argue. He argued. But he argued with everyone, basically. He didn't argue with everyone. He argued with the very original Rishon, the Baal HaItter. He held that that's not Pshat. How he learned the Sifri is not the right Pshat. He had a different Pshat. And his Pshat would come out that you have to make the corner very round. What was his Pshat? He said like this. The Sifri, Chazal were Doirish, Al Kamfei Bigdayem, Lemayit Begodim Agulim. I don't remember the whole Lashon there in the
But when they
Sifri.
got Agulim or square, it's a big dam. From the big dam,
Al Kanfei. What is the word Kanfei?
Kanfei.
It's
Kanfei is a pina.
right. So why they come to Agol?
So
Lema'et. So from there, the Baal HaItter said, from this Sifri, you could learn out that if the Kanaf is Agul, however, and the Alter Rebbe actually brings from the Lavush to explains it more. She'ein Igul Nikra Kanaf.
Right.
Igul Nikra Kanaf. You don't say a corner when it's round. You know, in a lot of places, like in Eretz Yisrael and also in America, certain places, different countries, they don't have corners. They have this kikar, you know, they have this.
Instead of putting a red light,
they have a circle.
It's a circle.
So why they call the parachute Kanfet Shnicha? When they give you, call it Kanfet Shnicha.
Yeah, כמו כנפיים. צודק, כמו כנפיים.
Not Miloshin Kanaf.
But how is
a corner?
Here it's Knafayim is
corner, yeah.
Corner.
נכון.
זה לא corner.
In Hebrew, how do you say corners? In Hebrew, modern Hebrew?
Pina.
But on the beged? Kanaf or no? Kanaf?
Knaf Veged. Yeah, there is such a word, Knaf Veged.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, better. Let me see what that means.
So, came along the Yavitz, and he had a very interesting pshat. He said, you, Baal HaItter, you're learning this out from the Sifri, that if it's an eagle, it's not a kanaf. It's not considered, it's considered round. Says the Meiriktsiya, I think differently. Pshat is, L'mayit begodim agulim, the beged has to be round, not the corner.
The whole beged is.
If you have a roundish beged, but if you have corners, even if the corners are round corners, you chayav.
You learn different. Okay.
And you learn different.
Nobody knows.
It's a nice pshat. In English Gishmak, he says, Sifri said, L'ma'et begodim agulim means that you have to remove the corner to be potter. You can't have a corner and make it round and say, oh, in potter. For example, this table over here, I'm not sure, but it could be it's round at the ending. There's a tablecloth on it, but it could be, I don't know. It's not a square?
It's square, but the shape it,
Is it roundish?
You shouldn't be like a punchy.
So how square, how round is it?
He's around. It's not straight.
So this becomes a discussion right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So l'chayda, this is round.
Right.
And they're making it round. It's not like this. It's not like this.
Exactly.
Now, they don't want you to hurt yourself, right? So they're not doing it.
Right.
Now,
but the beged
According to Shulchan Aruch,
This would be enough.
it should be put. According to Kavz Yaakov and the times of Tzia. No. It has a corner. The Torah says Alkan fi bigdayim. It has a kanaf, has a round kanaf, but the Torah never said a round kanaf is potter. It said you have a chiv on a kanafayim. It has round. The sifri l'may begodim agulim means when the whole beged is roundish, that there is no corners to the beged, or at least one corner. It's only 3 and not 4. Pizeh came the Tzia. He says it's very short. He has like 3 paragraphs or so. It's like 2 paragraphs. He explains this. In the 3rd paragraph, or the 2nd, the very sikum, he says al kain yesh linei kach v'kach. That when you in order to make a beged potter from tzitzit, let's say a kapata, something like that, you should make it not just a little round, because then you have to remove the kanaf. You have to make it much more round. Round it off, let's say like a CD player. A CD player is round. Round the corner, put it up by the corner, and go to Shmulik and make it round. And after Taylor.
Like the front of the suit. Right? The front of the suit, right here. It's not double question here.
Right? Something like that. Yeah.
Big round. It's
right.
Square.
So whole Taina, he says there's a certain shiur. I don't remember exactly. She had to do with something about 3 etzbois. If you remove the shiur of the kanaf, it's no longer considered a kanaf of halacha. You're good. So that's why you'll see. Now, I'll tell you what happened. What happened was this, that malaktim, compilers, sometimes they do a very good job, a benefit for us. They bring everything together. Sometimes when you don't see the original source, the makar hadvarim, there could be mistakes. You just see one person collects from this book, the next one collects, they call likuti, basar likuti, and then you don't really know what it really said. So what happened was already in Europe already, a long time ago, maybe like 100 years ago already, they also had Sifrei Malaktim. What nice, good book. The Sefer was Malaket by Hilchos Tzitzis, was the Shiur. Maruk Tzia, Yesh Lo Shiur. He quoted the last paragraph, the last if. Therefore, make sure you cut off the whole corner and make it round, but you don't see the beginning. So you have no idea that the reason, the aside for the Maruk Tzia, why he said that, is against all the poskim. It's against the Shulchan Aruch, against the Mechaber, against the Alter Rebbe, the Mishabur, everyone. No one learns this way. It's his chidush. Okay, you want to be Mahader Machmir, very nice, but they write, what is the shiur? Mahu shiur? We have a shiur, right? And some Svarim will say, well, there is the Eisha Avram and back of Shulchan Aruch, the B'chacher of the Talmud of Lisa B'ditchev, he says the shiur is just a little bit. So we have 2 shittas here. One a little bit, one like this. And most are quoting Rabbi Yaakov Emden shiur. Why? Because most Malaktim, this Sefer on Hilchos Tzitzis quotes it, this Sefer on Hilchos Tzitzis. They don't mean harm, but each one keeps on quoting it. I remember when I was in Kollel and I was learning this halacha, and I discovered this issue. I went to Rosh Kollel was of Heller, and I came to him with 10 Sfarim, and I said to him, in every one of these Sfarim does this. They're all saying you have to cut off the tzitzit, the corner, a very large cut, a very round cut. Only then is a patur. And eventually it all goes back to the Maruk Tzia. But I said the Maruk Tzia, I said I show him inside. It's based on a premise, on a yisai that we don't agree with the Shulchan Aruch. Tell me, don't worry what it says in all these Sfarim. This is what he took out of the member's own kapata. He gave a look. He says, everywhere in the Torah where it doesn't say a shiur, it means what people call it, round. When you say you need to have square tefillin, does it mean that you need to take now, it doesn't say the measurement. So I need to have the sofrim, to make it easier, they measure, when they check your tefillin, they're supposed to also check your batim usually. They look at it to make sure it's square. To be honest, sometimes they could be a little too machmer. They have like a little measuring tool that is able to precisely measure. They say, oh, it's not perfectly square. So they give you a little margin of error, but then they'll say, like the sofrim between each other, if it's like point this, okay, you have a little bit of a problem, maybe you should get them fixed, and this costs money. But really, it doesn't say anywhere this shiur. All the poskim say, it doesn't say this shiur. If it looks square, then that's square.
What the eyes look like.
What people say.
People say it's square or not square.
Yeah, it doesn't go work with the measuring tool.
The caliper. With the caliper is very hard.
Caliper is
called
called?
Caliper. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like a U.
I'm not taking a stance in this issue per se, but when I was getting into this, I looked up other Shavot, Ramosha Feinstein, the Shemazam Erbach. They all say when it comes to all these things, the Torah did not define a shiur. There is no shiur. The shiur is what most people will tell you how they look at it. So therefore, you don't have to go and tell people that they have to now all. I mean, now I'm taking away business from the cleaners, but
nobody.
I'm joking.
Nobody coming.
But I've seen the last few years, a lot of the kapatas started to be make much more round. Whatever, okay. I'm just saying that really
it should be obvious that it's not square.
Right, but even that, I've seen some people write it that someone writes in the name of a Gadol B'Yisrael that Mina Torah in a Chanami, it's enough a little bit, to be a little round. Midrabanan, Maret Ayin, it should be very round. My shilos on this, first of all, it's brought in the name, B'Shem, this Rabbi Shua Leib Diskin, who was a big Rav in Yerushalayim. Originally, he was in Brisk, and then he moved from Lita, he moved to Eretz Yisrael.
Was that Diskin and his name?
It's probably.
My mother was a chef there for a lot of years.
Yeah, it's probably. He was very big, he was considered a big tzaddik in Yerushalayim. So Bishulei Diskin, they bring in his name. Not that he was psakim, and someone wrote down that they heard. Now, for me, very hard to accept. Why? Because there is halachas min haTorah, halachas min Rabbanan. How do we know halacha? We look inside the Gemara, the Shulchan Aruch, the Paskim. We know nowhere does it say, and you just read the halachas if you test. Nowhere does it say Shiur min haTorah, Shiur min Rabbanan. There's a psadin derabanan here. Where is this Gemara? Yesh a Chazal she'amar lanu she'meshum man science to be bigger. So to me, maybe he said it's better to look around, people looking at you. Maybe I don't know what he said, but to say the quote that said there that there's a shiur midrabanan, there is no such a derabanan. What does it say this derabanan? You should know. I had a few about, like I would say it was maybe a year or two ago. It was right before Pesach. I saw that there's a Chabad Lubavitch Rav in England, in London, Rabbi Raskin. They call him Dayan. In England, they call him Dayan.
The one that made the siddur.
Yes, Dayan Raskin, very very nice Rav. And I saw he gave a shiur, in the middle of the shiur, he discussed this and he mentioned this. So it was mamish out of Pesach after B'dikat Chametz, but I said I want to just I know him a little bit, and I said let me shoot him an email, and I wrote him a little bit that I don't think it's so pashut that you have to do this big shiur. So after Pesach, he got back to me and he wrote to me and he said, he was a little surprised, and then I went back and forth to me, and he asked me actually maybe you should find out. This is a big chidush. Maybe you should find out what the Rebbe's kapata was. I said, I actually asked already, because Rabbi Merazov, his father has one of the kapatas of the Rebbe, and not only
it's Rebbe's big. I remember.
And I asked him. He told me no. He asked me. Well, it's very little.
No, but you see it. You see it. It's
okay, but it's not. He
not like what we make today.
No. Not only that, their family also has, his brother-in-law had the kapata of the Frierdiker Rebbe.
The one from Montreal.
No, his brother-in-law, Friedman from Kansas, married to his sister. So Friedman in Kansas.
So he has the Frierdiker Rebbe.
Yes, And he told me, Herschel, his father,
Over there is not
also
little.
very little. I asked him, would like to get pictures from it. It would be nice. I wrote back to this guy and asked him. He said, "Wow, this is like good. People should know." I don't make a big deal about it. I just tell people if someone asks me. But to me, it's funny that when you look up the source.
Don't say if it's not so big. It's safe. It's
yeah. You're stopping someone on the street and telling him that you have a problem with your kapata. Go get it fixed. I think that's not necessary. As long as it's round, it's what people will say is round, it's round. There's no shiur.
How come the Hasidim, they have the package and all this? They don't have it. How come?
They don't make it round?
They got specially head.
At all? Not even a little bit?
No,
you know what? It's not open. It's probably
They
majority.
don't have a slot. We have a slot. They don't have
Right,
a slot.
right.
They also make polyester. That's it.
And even if you have a slit, if it's not roiv, it has to
When
be
they wanna
open,
sit down-
pasuach
wanna sit
v'roiv
down,
habeged.
They take the two corners, like fold the whole thing, and then
Sure.
sit down.
Okay,
That's the
you
way they
clean
do
it. You know how it looks.
Yeah.
It's not open in the back.
And they want to sit down. They pick up from the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah,
Fold
come to
it
think
ahead.
of it, it's
Open
not
in
it's
the
not
back, in the
open.
middle?
It's not open. No.
Not open.
No.
You see people wearing they don't
Oh,
in Chabad it's open, but other places
no,
not open.
Chabad is-
To think about it now, it's not open.
I remember Rosh Hashiva came to me, so I said, "Oh, you have a barbershop? What would you think?"
I was wearing a frock.
I said, "I have the same thing."
No, I think there's some Litvaks that will
Yeah, the frock.
the Rosh Hashiva's
I said,
tacker.
"Rosh Hashiva."
The Rosh
So then I said,
Hashiva.
why else we have it? I open can of wine.
Again, even by us, it's only an issue because the kapatas are making it more than 50% open. They're making it, I don't know, 55, 60% open. But if it would be closed 51%,
Like a coat.
even though it's open in the back, it's not a problem, right? The
Very
coats,
little.
the long
Very
coats,
little.
the long raincoats,
It's not comfort, right?
they have a slit in the back,
Very
Right.
the winter and the raincoat, but it's
Yeah,
not
but
big
That's
enough.
big.
just to
It's
walk.
not big enough. You don't want to be freezing when you're,
Just to be able to walk, otherwise you can't walk.
right. You don't want to be cold, and if you be
Right.
too wide, you'd be freezing, and wouldn't protect you from the rain.
When the kapota came to a market, how come Sfaradim don't know?
They have a gima, the big.
The Rishon LeZion.
Lima.
But what did they wear? Well, what did they wear in Arab lands? It was also robes more,
Oh,
no?
okay.
It was not a Western style.
Lima.
Morocco. It's come from Morocco.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What did the Baba Sali wear?
Also.
Lima.
Lima.
All the
With a hoodie. Yeah, the hoodie.
always the hoodie. Doesn't want to see people. So
Yeah, the hood.
Hey,
And,
this is.
But it was a closed.
There,
but his-
everyone
his
comes from
Lima
where they
was
come. You
closed.
come from Russia. You come from Ukraine. You come from Poland. You come from a Sephardi land. They dress
That's a no.
differently.
Right.
Everyone brings with them their tradition. In the Rambam, you see that the
Yeah,
women would dress. The Rambam says the women, your husband was chayiv to buy his wife a redid like the Arabs. In the Arab lands, the tznius was that you had to dress like the Arabs.
It's a code.
In the Western countries where everyone shows their face, it's
In
not an issue.
Yerushalayim, there's a group of people that ladies wear like the Arab lady.
Where?
Everything.
In Yerushalayim. Also in Williamsburg.
Williamsburg also?
Yeah, they're a little bit off the wall.
Yeah.
My
Maybe
daughter
they're from
was-
that group over there that they were busy with Leif Tahar.
Tahar, yeah.
My daughter was in Dubai and she was something with the paper in the government office from Dubai or whatever. And when she came to the front door, the guy said, "No, you can come in. It's an official government building.
You're not
You're
sure.
not called, you're not dressed." Yes.
Yo.
Wow.
Kidding. Yeah.
Wow.
You must close only the eyes of it.
Wow.
No, long coats, long sleeve, everything closed. No, but the face was open.
It's interesting. There was a few weeks ago, there was some protest in Israel, maybe like a month ago. And the Haredim were making some protest or something, and Bnei Brak and the police pulled a lady
The shake.
and the shaitel off. Lady. It was interesting. There was an Arab Haver Knesset put out a macha against it.
Tabi.
told me that you're doing it's because of religion. They understand that you don't do this to women, that you show the.
Was in Yerushalayim gay parade, and the Arabs in the Knesset
We're voting.
They were voting against it and fighting in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem.
Unfortunately, America is from the countries that's pushing these things, but a lot of countries are still very behind in these issues. Like in very traditional countries, Russia and other places, they don't allow this. And obviously, in all the in the Middle East and things, they don't allow these type of expressions. Okay.
One more.
So Zetmedach, that the halachas over here of tzitzis, it's not so pashut. Not so pashut. Ra Maisa v'niske halacha. You don't think when you're reading about the Malbushim Shaglilot Ashkenaz Sfarad that might become the Geya, how they're dressing on Purim, whether it's Chayiv and Tzitzis or not, Now, Siv Chav Gimel, Malbushim Shekoidin Rak, Shemechuber Lamaila Chasichas Beged Murubas. On the top of the beged, you have like this four-cornered piece that sits on your shoulders. Menachas Akseife Machoidav, Shekoidin collar, like some type of collar. It goes back. Ketura Matzitzis, Shelatzad Maila, Ein Le Kamfes. So this is similar to what we're learning in the previous halacha. That
we should be a picture of it. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder if we have the Mishnah Brura on these halachas.
Yes.
Oiz v'hadar, they sometimes have in the back. I don't know. They have by sukkah. They have in the bag. I don't know if they're going to show you in these halachas. You know what? You know who has the English Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch? Do we have it here? The Kahas?
No, we don't have.
The Kahas one?
No.
Yeah, Chelik Aleph. Do we have it here?
Shulchan Aruch in English. We don't have Shulchan Aruch in English.
If you have the first volume, it would be there. Sif Yud. And also you can look it up online. I think they have it available online. I think that they put pictures. So if you have the same idea, all the four corners are in the back of you. Pater and Tzitzis. Ein ze kamfot. Oil ve'im beis hakranes shemech choyde muchavanis kenega kamf shalafanav. V'chein in ikroyin kamfes klal. She'einen ksei habeged. Hareza doima lahatoifer beis kamfes be'emsa habeged. Shebevadin so lahatshim says she'ein ze konof ha'omor betoida.
Konof is a corner, not in the middle of the beged.
So what is he saying over here? Aha.
If it was in the back or in the center, it's not a corner.
Basically, what happens like this: this beged has all the way in the front of you. You have on the bottom, in the front. In the back, you have here. You have this you have this piece over here that sticks down, and in the back you have another two corners. So you have two corners here and two corners here. You would say, two corners. So since it's not mechuven connected one front, they're not equal. The four corners are here on the top, and this is all the way over there.
And the bottom, and the back is.
Yeah, ain't it a crane canvas? But it's not called corner. Would you say that the bottom of this collar it's called a corner of this baguette?
No.
This is the corner. Corner means in the kutza. He says over here, she'enim kutzei ha-baguette. And he's a doimel atoy for base canvas. It's like you just have two. You just sew it in two corners in the middle of a baguette. It doesn't mean anything. So over here, by the way, it's even interesting. In Sifchav Gimel seems to be even like Vadai, even more than Chavez, where we had a shtickle nagel lahakli, Yishmaim lahachmer. This then it says it's bechlal ein itzalat shem ein zakanaf ammatay. This we cannot even call kanaf. When you have four in front, it's four corners in front. Just the swat is to say because it's all in front. maybe it's that Tzitzis is supposed to be back and in front. Over here, says the Alter Rebbe, it's not even called a kanaf because it's not on the kotza of the beged. The kotza elye and the kotza hatachte, and it's like in middle. It's not considered a kanaf. You found it, Shakayach, everyone for joining. I see we have a nice amount of chevra joined with us. With the Zoom, we have a minyan. So if you can get a heter to do a Zoom minyan, we'll be able to have a minyan. Shakayach, everyone for joining. Hope your work went well. I want to just tell you on a personal note, my son just arrived from Jordan. He was stuck there for 5 days in Jordan. On Purim Day, him and his yeshiva bachrim wanted to come back to America, and they went on this rescue mission that brought them in security into Jordan. They put them up in a 5-star hotel there, but they had no kosher food there, and they were supposed to charter them on a flight to Athens, Greece. And as it was going on the week, the charter was not leaving. And they were first in the beginning waiting, not leaving because they were waiting for other people to fill up the plane, more people to be rescued, Americans to come out of Israel, to bring them to this hotel. When there'd be a group, they would fly. So that towards the ending of the week, they were going to fly out, and it was nicker that it was not, they're going to go to Athens, but there was not going to be time to come from Athens to New York before Shabbos, to come back to the United States. So basically, I bought tickets for my son on Sunday to leave Athens on Turkish Airlines, and he should be Shabbos. All the bachrim would be in an Airbnb near the Chabad house, and the shliach told them that can reserve by him food and everything. He'll give them food because he always has stranded Israelis and people coming, and so he has a whole food setup over there. But the problem was this person who ran this rescue mission. He has a group called Gray Bull Rescue. You can look him up, Gray Bull Rescue, that he rescues Americans around the world, and he has some interesting, fascinating stories. So he brought like a team of guys to rescue people out of Israel. They're not Jewish. I don't know if he's maybe Jewish. He's definitely not from, but it's not officially anything to do with Jewish. There was also a Christian group. There were Christians that were visiting Tiberias, they call it Tiberias. They were visiting, and they also, all the bombs started coming, so they evacuated them also out. They're all in the hotel together, the Christians with the Arabs in the hotel, and the Jewish guys, and they couldn't show visibly that they're Jewish. There were also seminary girls from Tzfas, from American seminary girls for the Swift Kranites that had went to go visit Eretz Yisrael, and they got stuck there, and they also came back through this thing. They're all in this hotel. The problem was that finally the charter was supposed to leave Thursday night. It was delayed. There was delays. Thursday night, they sat in the airport. They waited and waited. They're about to. The ending 3:30 in the morning. They were told, "You're not.
No flight.
There's no flight. Athens is not ready to take you in. There's no slot for you. You lost your slot because the problem was there were rockets flying over, missiles flying over Jordan. Jordan keeps on closing the airspace every 20 minutes. So they kept on losing the slot to fly. The kids said, going back to the hotel. Now, they're not making a Shabbos to Athens.
Right.
So they have a problem. They're stuck in Jordan. There's nothing kosher in Jordan. They were not even leaving. They were not allowed to leave the hotel.
Why can't they go back?
You can't leave dangerous. You can't leave the hotel. They had security outside the hotel.
No, but to go to the soil.
They had their own private security also. No one was allowed to leave. Even in the hotel, many Arabs were vacationing in the hotel. You had to not show that, and it's Ramadan. It's Ramadan.
Right.
They were giving a meal only once at night. They were giving a big meal, and all the kids were able to eat. They were able to eat was, some raw vegetables, a carrot. You see a kid eating a big carrot, a cucumber. He says it tastes like a donut to him. The cucumber, there was nothing there for the 5 days. So before Shabbos, they told Koilo Chabad, we're stuck. They said, made them meals for the whole Friday Shabbat. The Jordanians would not let it through. They said there's a problem with agriculture issues, and the agriculture is closed because of Ramadan. I don't know, some story. All the food that they made, tons and tons of meals, all prepared for them, was all stuck. Now it's already a few hours before Shabbos. They're stuck there. Now this comes a few problems. The food situation. Okay, that was not the. There was no kiddush. There was no challah. They had nothing there. Besides for that, there was a bigger issue. This guy who runs this mission now, Shabbos is here. He's not used to this whole Shabbos issue. He says, I get a plane to go out on Shabbos. I'm taking my group out on Shabbos. What are these guys going to do? They're going to be stuck in Jordan by themselves. So the Kitzer from the yeshiva, the Rosh Yeshiva came on, and we were also on, the parents were also on this Zoom. And he said to them that, if this guy is going to leave you in Jordan, you go on his flight. You have to leave. You can't stay there by yourself in Jordan. So we try to convince him not to not go on Shabbos. But he's not listening. He's going to go, and he says he's leaving you here. So you'll have to do everything you could with a guy, with a shine, whatever you could do. But you can't stay there. You can't have a bunch of bachrim stuck in Jordan.
How many boys were there?
30 boys. Whoa. And 30 girls. There were 30 girls who all stuck. There was also a couple and a few other people. Besides for the Christians and whatever it was, Americans. So the ending was his parents at that point were getting very nervous. Also, there was an ability to make some commercial flights to Athens, not charter, commercial flights to Athens and get in before Shabbos, a few hours of Shabbos. And parents we were about to buy this ticket, but this guy who ran the rescue mission, he torpedoed it. He says, you leave my group, I'm not responsible for you anymore. If your flight doesn't come, you can't come back into the hotel anymore. I'm finished. And he was doing it non-profit, by the way. They didn't pay anything. We didn't have to pay anything. They were in the hotel, a 5-star hotel, the security, everything. So Lamaisa so we said, bring them back to Israel. It's safer for them in Israel.
Exactly.
It's safer for Israel. I have a daughter who's still in seminar in Israel, and she's there. So tonight was a very bad night there, by the way. Right. There's sirens constantly, nonstop. They're running to the shelters constantly. So anyways, he said, but it was calmer. That a little earlier was calmer. He said, no, I don't take you back to Israel. My rescue mission is to get you out of a war-torn country. I don't bring you to Israel. We're trying to get people out of Israel. But as a Yid, they felt better going back to Israel than when. But this guy was not so excited that his mission was not really working out, and he likes to charter planes and he collects on it, but this is not really going the way. So Bekitza some parents reached out to the State Department. There's a guy Rabbi Kaplun
from Florida.
Yes, and Trump appointed him as anti-Semitism representative. He was voted in by the Congress or something. There was a hearing a few months ago. Yeah. So this guy, it's a Lubavitcher guy. So this guy Kaplun, someone reached out to him, and he works for the State Department. He's under the State Department. He reached out to the State Department, and the State Department called up Jordan. The ambassador called up the Jordan ambassador and said, "We want a plane. Saturday night, we want a Jordanian plane to take our citizens back to the United States."
America asking
yes,
state now.
That's what happened. The State Department confirmed we are putting them on a flight. We're going to take them out, and we're going to put them out late. And so it was going to be Matzah Shabbos. We were on Shpilka Shabbos here in New York, and this guy Taka went on. He sent out his group, the Christians, and that he sent them out on Shabbos. Taka on Shabbos. He didn't want to wait for the State Department because he needed to do a rescue mission. Now the State Department was taking all the credit. So he took his guys. He was upset that everyone wasn't coming with him. But the State Department took them late at night. In the ending, it was delayed a lot, the middle of the night, early morning over there in Jordan. But the State Department took them out, and they took them to Virginia, Duels, near Washington. Mm-hmm. They bring them there.
Right.
And then they came there. They walk off the planes. This was yesterday. Right. Saying... and Sunday, they came off the planes Sunday morning, and they have all the press there all around. And the State Department set up a little table for food, but they knew they can't eat, so they put fruits and vegetables. The kids didn't want to look at any of these vegetables anymore. We had called up the shliach, who was not far. His name was Fineland. He lives actually in Duels, Virginia, where this airport is.
Virginia, okay.
Very close to this airport.
Situation.
He was contacted. They managed to contact him already before Shabbos.
And
He prepared sandwiches for all the kids, and they.
Thank God for
He
Chabad.
came. He brought them the sandwiches. And he also arranged a coach bus to drive them to New York. My son said there was a tuna sandwich, a egg sandwich, and a cream cheese sandwich. He said he took all three. He took all three.
They didn't eat anything.
They were very.
normal.
They barely slept because they were busy running around. Every time there was pack your bags. We might get ready on a mission, and we might be leaving now, Jordan. It was constantly back and forth, waking up, and it was just a crazy week. And this guy, and he was a very nice guy in the beginning. He was running everything very nicely, but the last 2 days he got really fed up with the whole situation, and he realized it's not going to really work out the way he envisioned it. And he was getting nasty. He told the Bachram and all the front people, just stay in your rooms upstairs in the hotel. Don't come down.
Alone.
Don't come down here. And because all the girls wanted to light candles and they want food. Shabbos, they mamish barely had any food. So the girls managed before Shabbos. They sent someone to buy some pans, some pots, and they bought salmon. But the salmon, they realized they couldn't cook it there. It was treif everything, so they like steam cooked it a little bit. It was like raw, and they made some. Each one got a little sliver of salmon, a hard-boiled egg, like a clump of rice, and just to give
No
it
bread, no wine.
no.
It's the
In the beginning, I told my son, take with you some things. Oh, Tati, I took Bisley. I said, Bisley? What's Bisley? In Israel, Bisley.
It's snack.
The Bisley in Israel, they're into Bisley. That's the. I said, buy yourself some energy bars.
Yeah, why to go?
Yeah, I was gonna say Bamba.
Why did it take the Chabad gives a Shabbos kit?
You know what happened?
I'll tell you, in the beginning, in the beginning, they went on Purim night, the Sudat Purim, they were already in Jordan. They took with them, they were going to go to the bases for do Mishleach Manat. So they had it in the beginning. So they had the first day, they had some like snacks, something, first day or two. Some food, it wasn't nutritious, it wasn't a normal meal.
They ran out of it.
They ran. My son told me he told me after 2-3 days he bought a tradition soup off someone for $7. So I said to him, he wouldn't give it to you for free. $7, he wouldn't be nice. He said, you should have seen how many people wanted that tradition soup.
Oh, there was a bidding
How
war.
many people wanted that tradition soup? Those
The garbage noodles.
So he paid $7 for that. I said, but in the ending, there was that wasn't there either. There was nothing left. So he said they tried to order from like a local Amazon type of company, order like an American brand of cereal. So they got a box of cereal, but they wanted some milk, and there was no kosher. There's nothing kosher there. They managed to get like also like a soy brand of something.
Oh.
They tried last minute to chop a little bit.
How old was the Bachram?
The Bachrim, my son is from the older Bachrim, 17. Some of the Bachrim
that's kid.
15, 16,
That's
17.
teenagers.
The girls were older. The girls were like 18, 19. There were seminary girls who came from New York. My son was learning there a whole year. What happened came the lockdown, the Shabbos before Purim, right? Was when the missiles came down, was 8 o'clock Shabbos morning. The Bachrim, the Yeshiva, what happens is in Eretz Yisrael, there's very big rules. You're not allowed to gather. You have to be near shelters. The schools are closed. It's not so easy right now.
If there's a wedding, you're telling only 50 people.
Right.
Yes.
But why did they want to come back? Why
Nephew.
My nephew.
Wow.
Why didn't they stay in SSO? Why didn't they want to come back?
So really, they could have. I have a daughter who's still there. They both were in the same city.
Much safer to stay there.
But the happened is they thought this guy did also missions in June when they had the first issue.
And then it worked out better.
Yeah, it worked out better. They
now
thought it
they're
worked out
bombing
good.
all the Arab
The
countries.
problem was the Bachrim, they're going out of the box because they're stuck in the yeshiva. The yeshiva doesn't want them leaving the building. So they lock them in because you go to the store, there's no shelter. They don't want to take any responsibility. Chas v'shalom, something happens. You're going to go to the walk to stores, go walk around. We have to be all in the building. Meanwhile, all their hanhala, their families are all home from school. Everyone's busy running to shelters. So the hanhala, the yeshiva was sort of like excited for them to go. The Mashiach told, I said, my son's asking permission. He said, let him go. They didn't figure it. Yeah, they did it last year. It was good. They couldn't handle it that the Bachrim were going out of the box. The girls, it was easier, but Bachrim, teenage Bachrim, they can't lock them in. They need to move
I'm
around.
surprised that
Even
they-
the girls
if
now,
I
that
waited
girls
a
are
few
having an
more
issue.
days, I could've
They
changed.
just let us the seminary, let my daughter's seminary let us know. When you go to Israel, you get a grant from the Israeli government to help pay for your seminary because they want you to come to study in Israel. It's called Masa. Masa, no, Israeli government. The program is called Masa. They give you a certain amount of money towards your seminary fee. And the Masa, they now announced that because of this problem, that any of their students that are getting funding from them, they're going to take them to a hotel for 2 days to let them air out a little bit because it's very hard all this running around. So they're taking the girls now for 2 days. My daughter's supposed to be coming March 19th, next week Thursday, but we have to see what's going to be because it's crazy right now.
No, they're letting out.
They started.
50 people on the plane.
Yeah, but it was fighting in Ben Gurion. There was fighting over it yesterday. There was fist fights over there because while they were in the airport ready to board, they changed the rule.
Israelis fight.
Only 50 on a plane.
Yeah, I know that.
So all these people were waiting and desperate to get out, all suddenly figured out that they're not getting out. So people were fighting over there. And now they have a bigger problem because there's much more rockets now coming from
Hezbollah.
One of the travel agents said he doesn't see, even in a week from now, he thinks that people should go on these secure things through Jordan or through Egypt.
Kaaba.
Through Egypt, yeah.
In
From Egypt,
Dubai,
people going out.
the Israeli guy spoke in the radio. He said Dubai got hit. The airport. They closed everything, and the sheikh, the head of Dubai, said whoever stuck, free hotel, free
Wow.
100, I don't know how many, 50,000 got stuck. He gave everybody hotel.
They're very
Some
into
of
Achnasat Achim.
No, but he has a lot of money also to
But not everyone parts with their money so quick. The Arabs have something about
Yeah, like from LeBron.
they're very into that. Thank you. Very nice, everyone. Okay, Shakai
Yeah.
just wanted to share
Wow,
something
what a
personal.
story. Thank you.
5 people, half a million.
Very scary.
Yeah, I told my son I'll have what to tell his grandkids. So.
You with the car?
Yeah.
Let's start with the kids.
Yeah,
Sort
sure.
of,
Yeah, he get big.
uh,